Okay, before we come to our newsmaker now, let me raise some questions that are central to what's happening in Rajasthan even now. Will the old guard ever give way to the new? Is it now simply about two generations that are fighting this out? Is Rajasthan going the Madhya Pradesh way for the Congress? Remember, Jyotiraditya Scindia left, toppled the government. Can Sachin Pilot do the same? I'm joined by someone who represents the old guard, the two-time Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Digvijay Singh. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Singh. My first question. Is it right that in Rajasthan we are now seeing a mirror of what happened, sir, in Madhya Pradesh? The old guard is not willing to cede any space to the new. That's at the heart of the crisis of the Congress, whether it's in Rajasthan or whether it's in Madhya Pradesh. True or not?
You see, the difference between old guard and new guard, I think it's a myth. Because the Congress party has always given opportunity for the younger people to grow. In fact, in my own case, at a young age of 37, I was made the Pradesh Congress Committee President. And I accommodated big leaders like Arjun Singh ji, Shyama Charan ji, Vidya Charan ji, Kamal Nath ji, Madhav ji Scindia, Motilal ji Vora, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma. And there was no problem at all. The younger leadership also has to have that spirit of accommodation, the spirit of patience in politics. After all, if you don't have patience in politics, it doesn't work.
No, 1 minute. You are saying you need patience in politics. Point taken. You became a PCC chief in Madhya Pradesh at 37. You became a chief minister around 45. Why can't Sachin Pilot aspire to be a chief minister at 42? What is wrong in Mr. Pilot wanting to be CM at 42 or indeed Jyotiraditya Scindia wanting to be chief minister at 49? Why are you stopping them?
No, 1 second. I did one.
Sir.
Exactly, but I was elected as a chief minister in a voting. I out of the 173 MLAs, I had the support of more than 100 MLAs. There was a voting in my case where I and Shyamacharan Shukla ji were sort of in the run, and I got a majority, and I was voted. I had the majority. In both these cases of Sachin Pilot and Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, they did not have the majority. If you see, Mr. Scindia ji had about 23, 24 MLAs. On the other hand, out of 114, the rest of them were with Kamal Nath. Similarly, in this case also, Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, the majority of the MLAs were with Ashok Gehlot. So after all, when you talk of there is no democracy in the Congress party, when we practice democracy, you people don't accept it.
Digvijay Singh ji, democracy or not, the fact is today Ashok Gehlot publicly calls Sachin Pilot a nikamma, nalayak. What is the message that sends out? At one level, we are told these are your rising stars. Only till the other day they were seen as your rising stars. They were seen as the next generation. Now the old guard calls them nikamma. How do you then expect people to work with each other? Even in Madhya Pradesh, when Jyotiraditya Scindia said he would hit the streets, Kamal Nath says he can go and do what he wants, I don't care. If these are the rising stars, why call them nikamma? Why deny them any space in a way?
First of all, in Rajasthan, he was accommodated to become the PCC president. He was accommodated as the deputy chief minister. His people were accommodated in the cabinet. Here in Madhya Pradesh also, Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia ji was offered PCC presidentship. He was offered deputy chief ministership. He wanted it for his friend Mr. Tulsi Silawat, which was not acceptable. If he wanted to become, there was no problem at all. At the same time, what happened after he lost the election, there was a sea change in his approach. And I'm sorry to say, but which could have been avoided and should have been avoided.
The fact is now there are reports that Sachin Pilot may tie up with the BJP. Do you believe that the Congress has no space in a way for these young leaders who have certain ambitions? Many of them come with a silver spoon, some would say, because they are sons and daughters of politicians. There was a time, though, that the Congress had space. space for someone who may have an alternate view, who had certain ambitions. Now ambition, Mr. Digvijay Singh, appears to be seen as rebellion in your party.
But why is Sachin Pilot acting the way he is? That he is not approachable. He is not. No one can connect with him. No one can talk to him. He has herded his MLAs, 17, 19, whatever the numbers are, in a ITC Grand Hotel at Manesar. This has become a favorite place for all persons who have some kind of relationship with BJP when this kind of thing happens, whether it's Karnataka or Maharashtra or Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. Manesar, ITC Grand Manesar has become a refuge for this kind of operations. So if there was any problem with Sachin Pilot in the party, he was the PCC president. He could have called the PCC executive committee meeting, discussed these issues in-house. He could have also asked for a legislature party meeting where he could have raised these issues which were having a problem between him and the chief minister. Or he could have approached the Congress president or the General Secretary AICC to resolve these differences. The differences were not very major, and could not have been sorted out.
No, Mr. Digvijay Singh, from what I gather, Mr. Pilot has been raising these issues for months or for years with your party leadership, and that is where the problem lies. Today now, I hear Congress leaders blaming the BJP. You're saying that the BJP has induced Pilot to do this. Isn't the real problem, though, still within the Congress? The central leadership allowed this problem to simmer all this while, and that is where the problem lies. There is no central leadership of the Gandhi family that holds the Congress anymore together.
Radeep, don't be so naive. You know how BJP is functioning, offering huge sums of money. Even people could never imagine that they'll get about 25 to 35 crores for switching sides. And this is, I'm not talking out of my hat. People who have taken it have told me myself that this is what we are being offered, and this is we are getting it. All our life, if you stay in Congress, we'll not be able to make so much of money. So this is what the offer is, and this is what we are doing. It's the same pattern. The amount of money BJP is spending is this something which is beyond comprehension.
So the money power is one thing. The other part is the center of gravity in a political party. Rahul Gandhi has been missing in action when it comes to conflict resolution. He gave up presidentship last year. Sonia Gandhi is an interim president. What do you then expect the young guard to do when they feel that there is no one in the party at the moment who is there whom they can turn to for conflict resolution? Who do they turn to? You old guard won't give them space.
Why can't they stand up on their own within the party? Who has asked them not to participate in discussions? Why is Mr. Sachin Pilot hiding? Why Mr. Jyotiraj Scindia suddenly became incommunicado? He couldn't communicate with him. I tried my best to talk to him, and he wouldn't call back. So I tried to call Sachin Pilot. I tried to sort of talk to him, but why do they suddenly go into hiding? What is there to hide? If you are a political person, you should be brave enough to face reality. Come out and open. Come out and open.
I take that point, but my question is, where is the space today for a Congress person to raise their voice within the party? You've had no elected CWC since 1998. All your Congress working committee meetings take place in a manner where no real issues are discussed. Where is that space for debate, for dialogue, for people to question, challenge? Maybe therefore a Sachin Pilot feels better to go out. If Ashok Gehlot and I have this battle, float a regional party, maybe even backed by the BJP, maybe that's the way forward then for them.
Rajdeep, have you seen their speeches in discussions, debates and public meetings, how they have spoken against the BJP, how they have spoken against Narendra Modi and Amit Shah? Now, what kind of politics is this, that one day you are criticizing them bitterly and the next day you are becoming subservient to them? What kind of politics is this? What kind of ideology is this? The point I'm trying to make is, you get into politics not certainly for doing something, achieving something. At the same time, you are wedded to a particular ideology. Today, the whole issue is whether this country should go the way the BJP RSS wants it to go, where they are destroying the social fabric of this country, we are destroying the economy, they are destroying the built-up institutions. They are destroying the very basics of constitution. This is one road. The other is Congress Party, which is still wedded to the
Wedded to
basics
power.
of the Indian Constitution, which is for the poorer section, which wants to have a sort of which has an ideology where the idea of India of being together, unity in diversity are the basics of the Congress Party. And they have done exceedingly well, Congress Party. The UPA government, you compare the performance of the UPA government, the performance in 6 years of Mr. Narendra Modi.
Digvijay Singh
Now,
ji.
in spite of that, one day they are bitterly criticizing the BJP and Modi.
No, no,
The other day they are all there.
Let me ask you, you're saying there is a lack of ideology. Okay, again, point taken. I will ask you a simple question today. Ashok Gehlot is 69, you are in your 70s, Kamal Nath is in his 70s. Why don't you all, in a sense, become mentors? Like the BJP has a so-called Margdarshak Mandal. Let the pilots, the younger generation take over. You mentor them. The Scindias take over. We are a young country. Let's give a chance. The Congress can have nothing to lose by giving the young a chance. Is that not possible?
Yeah, of course it is possible. In fact, when the late Madhavji Scindia unfortunately had that unfortunate incident, Rajmata Sahib, his Jyotiraj Scindia ji's mother, she asked me to mentor Jyotiraj Scindia ji, and I did. When I was his mentor till I was the chief minister. The day I ceased to be chief minister, he sort of had other ideas. And to the extent that I can't sort of say something which is on the public.
Sir, I still want to ask you this. You know, there are young leaders perhaps who feel today they have more opportunities outside the Congress, feel more wanted. They feel that the older leadership is not going to relinquish power, therefore they will get more opportunities outside. What is wrong with that? I come back to it.
There you are. Over-ambitious. अति महत्वाकांक्षा कि हम लोग ना हमारे लिए कोई आइडियोलॉजी है ना कुछ है, हमें क्या दे रहे हो, मेरा क्या होगा, MK syndrome, that मेरा क्या होगा. This personal ambition is good, but not at the expense of your party, not at the expense of your ideology, not at the expense
I
of
will ask you
the
this.
nation.
When they rebel today, you are calling them over-ambitious. Were you also not ambitious one day? Let's be honest, politics is the pursuit of power. The Congress has always been a party of power. Today you are in opposition. They are ambitious. They want things much faster. What's wrong with that?
No, but who is denying, Raj? Who is denying them? But it has to be within the ambit of discipline. They have to discuss within the party, not suddenly get out of the party without even discussion. After all, what is democracy? It is debate, discussion, and then you decide. They had they had access to Rahul Gandhi. They had access to Sonia Gandhi. Why did they not meet them?
Let me ask you in conclusion, therefore, once again, what you are saying, whether it is Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan, you believe Jyotiraditya Scindia and Sachin Pilot were over-ambitious and they need to keep the party above the individual. Am I correct?
See, of course, yes. Party is above individual and nation is above the party. Of course, where do you want this country to go, Rajdeep? This is what I'm saying. Today, there's a crisis at the national level. Where are we heading? So much of, I would say, anger amongst the people, the way the things have been handled by Mr. Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister. How this very social fabric, the very idea of India is being destroyed. The communal harmony, which was a hallmark of our of this country, where unity in diversity is the essence of India. So this is Sanatan Dharma. This is our idea of India. Why are they supporting these people who are sort of bringing all kinds of issues which are destroying the very social fabric of this country?
Can I ask you?
Where our country heading? Where is the economy heading? Aren't we looking at it? The assets are being sold.
Can I ask you though in conclusion, if you were to pick up the phone and give one piece of advice today to Sachin Pilot, what would that be?
Well, I would say time is on your side. Come back. Whatever the issues are, discuss within the party. Why are you hiding? You are a son of a brave man, Rajesh Pilot. Why are you hiding? Rajesh Pilot had the guts to stand up and speak. Why are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Why are you hiding your MLAs? Come out.
Why
Be
are you
brave.
hiding? Come out. You're telling Sachin Pilot to come out of hiding. Let's leave it there, Digvijay Singh. Thanks very much for joining us, giving us a sense of how the Congress party, in a way, is viewing the Pilot rebellion, if I may call it that. Thanks very much, Digvijay Singh, former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.